Hello, family. I want to start this video off by giving all glory, honor, and praises unto the Most High, the one and true Holy One of the children of Israel, and unto Him alone. Um, I I pray that Rapthenews will see this video because we need to take care of the issue at hand. And I'm someone who has information, uh, that has to do with all of this. I'm someone who can testify, and the scriptures tell us if you need more than one witness before you can bring a case. And if you do have some information and you don't speak up, you're just as guilty. So um I want to let it be known I am not out to get anyone. I don't care about anything except getting my act together before I get fucking destroyed. Excuse me. This video is about Elder Yudah Yasharell. I'm not doing this video because I have any hate, anything against anyone. I want what's best for my people. Because all this time being in this world, all we've seen is ugliness from the ones who look like they are our people. All they've shown us is bitterness and hate, and you don't have any room to breathe when you're dealing with these people. I will never say that. I can't say for a fact that Elder isn't one of us. I don't care to prove that he is or is not one of us. Israel or not, I want what's best for everybody in the world. Anybody that's willing to show love to our people and acknowledge that the Most High is the Most High, and He's alone, and that He is only the Most High of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have to speak my piece. I have to bring the evidence that I have. Rapthenews is not lying. Deshaun Whitehead is not lying. They are telling the truth about the way that Elder Yasharell is. And I'm going to prove that. And I'm going to try to skip through this quickly. You will see that everything that I say in this message, the purple words, that's me, and the gray words, that's Elder speaking. I don't want his to give out his phone number or anything like that, because like I said, I'm not trying to cause any issues for anybody. I don't care. None of us want to wake up to drama or go to sleep to drama. But we have to take care of this. And me sitting back knowing that I have information is not gonna help this go by any quicker. On top of that, aside from the messages that I'm about to show you, the Most High gave myself and my wife a few dreams to prove all of what I have to show you. So all of this in this message is because we had a disagreement. Elder made a video about over righteous not being a real thing and saying that it's not in the scriptures. But I tried to explain to Elder his perspective of over righteous, which is you can never be too good for the Most High. That's not the over righteous that's in the scriptures. The over righteous that's in the scriptures is when you're trying to keep the law to the point where it backfires on you. And what I mean is, this is the exact example I gave Elder. I said, in the scriptures, when our people got attacked during the Shabbat, They decided not to fight back. They laid down their lives because they said at least they would die and the earth could testify that they died righteously. Our other people who found out elsewhere said they were, first of all, they were torn apart, and they said if we keep this up and we don't fight back when we are attacked, they will realize that we don't fight back during the Shabbat, and we will be destroyed by these people. I'm asking y'all, do y'all believe that that's in the Most High's will? I can prove to you that it's not, because in the scriptures, the Most High said it is lawful to do good during the Shabbat. And another scripture says that when you see when you see one of our people in need of help, if they're being attacked or whatever, you're supposed to help them. That is a commandment. That is a precept for it being lawful to do good during the Shabbat. So when they got attacked, it was lawful for them to fight back and defend themselves and defend Israel. But they chose not to. And that's an example of being over righteous. They thought they were doing the right thing to the point where they ended up destroyed because of it. And I'm not saying that they're going to burn or anything like that because of that. It's just an example of how we went wrong in history. Because the others of our people who found out about that, they decided from now on we're gonna fight if we're attacked during the Shabbat, and the Most High did not punish them for that. So therefore, it's clearly a lawful thing to fight back during the Shabbat when you're attacked. But that's the example that I had gave Elder, and this text message is gonna be. You're going to see his response to what I say to him. And I have no reason to fake this being him or no stupid shit like that. This happened, I think, in either December or January. I think it probably happened in January. I don't remember. But no, it was December. Okay. I said, I understand why you're saying it is a hijack, but I only don't fully see it because it seems more like a warning based on what our people did in the past than it does like confusion. It hasn't confused me in any way to keep me from doing my best to get right with the Most High. So if it's a hijack, it's the worst one yet and failed at what it was purposed for. But I don't plan to speak up like this again. As I said, the way I went about doing things only came back on me, so I would just leave it alone and focus on what's important. I truly did not mean to cause any disruption or anything negative. His response was, you know what? Just forget it. Immediately, I realized, okay, he's being salty. That's all it was. It was very clear. I disagree with him. He feels some type of way about it. And I said to myself, okay, well, I'm still going to show love because that's what the scriptures say to do. So I said, okay, have a good night, Elder. Much love. This is his response. You are totally confused. I'm tired of trying to show you that. You did more than cause a problem. Good night. So I didn't text him back for a couple of days. Because I was just trying to gather my thoughts. Obviously, nobody wants to go through any issues with their family. I don't wake up for that shit. I don't go to sleep for that shit. I don't want that shit. But it happened, and this is my first time really going through some shit like this with someone that I'm supposed to, go out and stay on the land with. So, excuse me, it took me a couple of days to just collect my thoughts. I didn't know what the Most High wanted me to do, but then I felt like the Most High put it in my spirit to just let Elder know what was up. And not in no fucked up ass way or anything like that. No matter what I said, I tried to say it according to scripture and out of love. So I said, I don't expect you to agree with what I have to say. Not at all. But even so, I'm going to approach this keeping in mind everything I've experienced and applying scripture to it. And I've come to the conclusion that even though you told us that you prefer we correct you when we see that you are going off or misunderstand something, your heart was not fully in your words. I am not hostile or upset or angry or in any negative state of being, because I understand based on scripture that things happen when you don't intend for them to happen, just as much as the things that the Most High, or is that just as much as the things that the Most High wants to happen happens. He controls everything, and this is an example of that. Scriptures remind us to not fear any man, but only the Most High. That's the only reason I have the courage to speak against you. And even so, I'm not doing it out of bitterness, but rather because you dismissed and insulted me, even if you don't feel or believe you did. Even if you don't feel or believe you did. The book of Sirach 8:5 says, reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment. That scripture right there alone is the Most High letting you know we are all expected to show humility. Nobody is greater than the other. We are all worthy of punishment. Leader or not, we are all worthy of punishment. It don't matter if you the older brother or the little brother. You do something wrong and you gonna get your ass whooped by your parent. Like, we respect our elders. We try. And the same is expected back, because in the scriptures, right after the Most High says, honor thy mother and thy father, he says to the fathers, do not provoke your children to anger. So we are all in this household, and it's just bullying going on left and right. We are all already in trouble. Why are you expecting for your ass not to get whooped? Why do you believe you safe? None of us are safe. None of us guaranteed for a fact know that we are going to escape the destruction that's coming. So I didn't know the actual definition of reproach, but before I even sent this text message to Elder, I looked up the definition just because I wanted to prove everything I was saying, because the scriptures tell you to prove all things. So I said the definition of reproach is showing disappointment or disapproval. So because of our disagreement, you accused me of being confused, which is what I considered an insult. And you also said I did more than cause a problem. I understand that my comment on YouTube was not the smartest approach. I've accepted that me doing so was an unhealthy choice, but never in our disagreement did I express any stressful or unsatisfied behavior towards you. I did the opposite, because I hate the feeling of being upset and my body shaking from adrenaline. And I know the Most High doesn't play that moody stuff. He didn't tolerate it from anyone, not even Moses. That's why I made sure to express love even when we disagreed. But you responded to me as if I'm a problem child who has a history of failures. And the Most High says your behavior should not be that way towards anyone who walks in the law. Regardless of how right any of us believe we are supposed to express patience. But Israel has a history of doing the opposite. And because of that, we place perverted judgment. And lately I see that's one huge thing I've been trying to get you all to see. We cannot just find a scripture and run with it from a surface level of understanding. The Most High says study it, because there is more to a scripture than just the words you read. An example is when we debated the whole fasting thing. I didn't go outside of scripture to prove my point and to prove what the scriptures actually said. Yet my words, where is it? Yet my words, oh yeah. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yet my words were acknowledged with lack of consideration, and even the stories within the scripture I used to try and bring out how we misunderstood the scriptures were ignored, because I paraphrased the scriptures. When we all know the stories, I understand, or when we all know the stories, I understand going outside of the book is a no-no. I never went outside of it, unless you count using what I remember of scripture from my mind to be outside of it, even though the Most High doesn't see it that way. My faith is not in anyone to hear me express this point, but rather it's in the Most High. because only he can snap anyone out of the reproach they are in. My job is to suggest the understanding, not enforce it or punish over it. That's all in the Most High's hands. And on the recent debate, I expressed that I disagreed and why I disagreed, and I was told to provide scripture, which I did, just for you to discredit the scripture I gave because you didn't see the point I made. And you weren't okay with me not sharing your perspective, but I saw the flaw in it, which is why I couldn't just agree and not think for myself. You were set on me being wrong rather than considering what I had to say. So then I considered dropping the whole matter because Titus 3:9. And before I say this scripture, when I said that, when I say that he was set on me being wrong, before me and him started texting about this, we were on the phone, and he said he already knew the scripture I was going to bring, and he's going to prove to me that I'm wrong. And immediately I started thinking I could be wrong or I could be right, but when you're wrong. But aside from that, I was thinking, why is he so set on me being wrong? Why is it that he cannot acknowledge that maybe he's wrong? Because this isn't the first time someone's tried to prove something to him, but every time you try to, when the disagreement happens, he starts calling you a Hamite. He starts turning against you, looking at you as an enemy. And it's just like, how can there be peace with all of this? How? So then Titus 3:9 says, but avoid foolish controversies, genealogies, dissensions, and quarrels about the law, for they are unprofitable and worthless. Which is overall referring to letting go of a debate that becomes heated or doesn't end or brings division. This is what I tried to do after observing how you immediately discredited me and my understanding. And even before you did, because I said I did not want my brother in China to lose the only promise of protection they have. And I was wrong for even saying that because it was disrespectful towards the Most High. And this whole situation has exposed to me how my brother and China have all been too focused on trying to make sure we don't say or do anything that will result in any of you turning sour. Turning sour toward us. We have been fearing you more than the Most High. The moment I told them about our conversation as we were having it, China's whole demeanor changed, and she made it clear to me she didn't want for things to go how they always go when someone disagrees with you. And that's a problem. It's a problem for us, but also the Skype family, because although I agree that there has been troublemakers within the family that were necessary to remove, I also see the fear of your authority, and I see favoritism. Regardless of if these things are unintentional, they are there. And when I didn't see it clearly, I was confused on why someone would immediately want to leave the group, because they would claim it's too negative. But I see it. The Most High won't allow me to unsee it, or won't allow me to not see it. The same thing our people did back then is happening, and it's causing division where there should be unity. I don't care about making anyone look bad or trying to take any spots. I want to escape eternal death. I've asked the Most High many times to use me for righteousness, and he has opened my eyes to follow him rather than to follow more those that follow him. All of this happening is not personal to me. It's him doing as he wills and expecting the best from us all in the situation. So understand, I have no evil in me that is out for you or anyone else. We are all commanded to obey and bring out understanding, regardless of age. There is no point in saying you love and expect correction if you're just going to shut it down. Just going to shut down anyone that has something to say. Scripture says to hear out a debate, not to shut it down or become sour towards anyone. And then I say, regardless of your response, my faith is in the Most High, because trusting in any man with my life results in being further cursed. So with all of this being said, what you decide is fine with me. My life is not damned by you disagreeing. Perverted judgment is real, and it has many forms. That's what you as a leader should focus on as much as everything else. We often speak on misleading. We often speak on misleading. May not be your intent. Oh, my bad. As a leader should focus on as much as everything else. we often speak, or everything else we often speak on. Misleading may not be your intentions, but going to hell isn't a Christian's intentions either. Yet, according to the Most High, if we choose to not show extreme humility, regardless of who we are done for. And I still have only love for you and everyone else, but none of us are above each other. The curses are on every single one of us. So then we should all be acting the part we have in all of this, rather than continuing to turn on one another and cause each other to grow afraid of another man while in this truth. That's all I have to say. And I didn't get that whole message, but it was basically at the end. So now that I'm done with all of that, here is the icing on top of the cake. Since the start, before actually, I'll say the beginning of December, my wife, she had a dream about Elder. And in her dream, she said, we were there with Elder, and it was just a huge purple thunderstorm going on. And it was, we just, and like, and she, that was basically the dream. Like, we, that's kind of what happens when you get visions. Sometimes it's just a glimpse of something. And, she told me about this dream and stuff. And what I told her was, well, that storm could be the Most High. Because, according to scriptures, the Most High said, whenever it's storming and, so on, everything is already the Most High. But he acknowledges that when it's storming, that's him. So immediately I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe that's the Most High just showing, I don't know, that he's with us. And, when we get with Elder and them and go out to Arizona in the desert and try to separate. But I realized recently, one of the main things that's been said about Elder is that he is chaotic. And I'm like, oh, that's what the storm was in the dream. It's because the storm in the dream represented the chaos. And she said something was strange about Elder in the dream. And the storm was there while we was with Elder. And Elder was like yelling or something. It's the chaos. Like, and we're just now realizing this months later. The storm is chaos. And that's just one dream. Not long after that, around it was probably right after or right before this text, I had the Most High gave me a dream. And me and my wife were in a van with Elder, and Elder was driving very aggressive but precise. And I didn't know what the hell that meant, but I just knew he was driving crazy, but he wasn't crashing into anything. But I realized recently, because of all of the stuff that's going on, that dream was the Most High showing me that Elder is not, and I don't want to say this to try to discredit him and say, oh, he has absolutely no chance of salvation. No, that is not what I'm trying to do. But from the dreams that we've been having, these aren't just random dreams. These are dreams that the Most High gave us before any of this shit started happening. That dream of us being in a van with him and he's driving crazy was the Most High showing me that that's his character in all of this. It's chaotic. But the fact that he was being chaotic driving the van, but he didn't crash or wreck into anything. And that was the Most High saying his role in all of this is to be chaotic, but I intended on it to be that way. The not crashing was because the Most High intended for him to behave the way he's behaving. It's all according to plan. So then, like 2 weeks ago, I had a dream about Deshaun. A random ass dream. I gotta go to work. So I don't expect any of these dreams. I just go to sleep. Hell, I'll pray to the Most High that He'll give me a vision and let me talk to one of my ancestors or something, because I don't like to feel disconnected from, I want to know for a fact that I'm Israel. I want to know that there is something waiting on me and I don't need to give up this fight. And a lot of the times I don't get nothing. The Most High does what He wills in His own time. So I had to, just come to peace with that. But then, like 2 weeks ago, I had a dream about Deshaun, and I was on the sidewalk, and Deshaun was like running in the middle of the street, running away from the police and stuff. I just saw a bunch of police officers chasing Deshaun, and I was thinking in the dream, I'm like, what's he running? Like, what did he do? That's the first thing I asked myself, like, what did Deshaun do? And then I shifted from the sidewalk to being behind the police officers. So the police officers were between me and Deshaun, and they were chasing Deshaun, and I was behind all of them. And where I was at, I looked down and I saw a stack of money, like stacks and stacks of money. And then I realized, because of all of this shit recently, because of what recently just happened, I realized Deshaun was fleeing not the police, but he was fleeing the how can I say this? If Elder Judah Yasharell did threaten him with taking legal actions to remove him, that's what Deshaun was fleeing from. He wasn't. It's not the police. It's the system that Elder could use against him. And then the money in the dream was not just money. It's the land that Elder is talking about. Oh, I bought this and I bought that. Now that's what would, like, oh, y'all not hearing me, man. Y'all, the Most High knows what He is doing. I had no fucking idea. I had no clue. We get these dreams and we just like, I get up and I let them know, well, I had this dream last night, and we like, well, hopefully the Most High let us know what's up. Y'all don't understand. Y'all do not understand. When I realized Deshaun is trying to get away from having this system used against him, and that money represented everything that Elder talked about him paying for, the fifth will, all of that stuff. That's what that pile of money that Deshaun was running away from was about. That's what the police in the dream was about. I'm not Joseph. It's only because of the Most High that I'm able to understand any of this shit. And I pray that the Most High continue to be with me so we can continue to understand this shit, because I just want things to play out the way they're supposed to. At the end of the day, it's up to Elder Yasharell if he's going to be humble enough to give his chance, or give himself a chance to still, be able to make it. If he is one of us, I'm not going to say he ain't one of us. I can't. I'm not the Most High. I don't know. But the Most High say test the spirit. I know for a fact Elder does not like to be wrong. I am not the only person who was a part of the Skype family who left or backed out, or whatever the case may be, felt like this is not right. It shouldn't be this way at all. But like I've told my family, my immediate family, like I told my wife, this isn't happening because it's just drama. Something's going on. We have to take care of it. When somebody sinned in Israel, when somebody cheated or slept with another man's wife, when somebody stole, whatever the case may be, the Most High didn't just say, don't pay attention, it's drama, we need to focus on righteous things. It was a righteous thing to take care of that shit. The Most High said, grab their ass. When the Most High gave the commandment about the Shabbat and not to break it, and then one of our people went and started gathering sticks, they didn't just say, everybody found out and they're like, oh shit, what happened? Who fucked up already? Like, everybody has something to say, but the Most High didn't say it's drama. Everybody stay the fuck back, mind your business. It is our business. It's our family. The Most High said, put his ass over there, tie him up, stone his ass to death. Every time we go off, we become an example to the rest of our people. If you cannot show humility, you are going to become an example. And so far, that's what's happening right now. I have no hate for Elder. I have no hate for anybody that I don't have no hate for fucking white people. I don't have hate for anybody that don't look like me, whatever the case. But I know what the Most High says is what it is, so I know how to feel about all of these things. All we supposed to be doing is trying to line ourselves up as much as possible to the Most High's will. We're not supposed to be trying to usurp authority or any of that shit. And one thing I definitely can say is Elder does a lot of comparing himself to Moses. That's fine. But don't sit up here and act like the Most High himself ordained you to be the next Moses. The Most High makes it known who he chooses. And 9 times out of 10, 11 times out of 10, 100 times out of 10, it's not going to be who you expect. It never is. When you choose to turn against somebody or kick them out or whatever, remove people from the Skype family and all that because they don't agree with you on every single thing, you're no different than these pastors in the churches. You not putting money in my plate, get the fuck out. You coming in here with all that Hebrew Israelite stuff, get the fuck out. You not feeding into what I'm talking about, get the fuck out. That's what you're elders. The elders group has become a camp without realizing it. None of us are greater than the next. We all got to go through the fire. We should be trying to help each other instead of attacking each other. At the end of the day, a lot of us are just sitting back watching everything. And we see what's going on. We not stupid. We don't want any issues, but when the issues come about, the Most High expect us to go about doing things the responsible way, the righteous way. And the righteous way is to not sit here and pretend like ain't shit going on. We supposed to nip that shit in the bud before it get worse. That's the only reason I'm doing this video. The Most High gave me and my family dreams. The Most High said, don't pay attention to any dreams if they not from him. And the only reason I know these dreams are from the Most High is because everything that's played out so far lines up with what the fuck he showed us in our visions. Rap, I hope you see this. All of Israel, I hope you see this. Lucky Ben, I hope you see this. Deshaun, everybody. We need to get our shit together because we are men. We are men. I'm a young man. I don't even have it all figured out, but I have a little brother under me. These people who are our enemies are plotting to. Only the Most High knows how evil that these people truly are. And he already told us we are going to enter pretty soon into the most wicked time ever in history. We are already in the most wicked time ever in history just because we're in the most wicked place ever in history. The earth has never been this wicked. The scriptures say that it's going to be worse than ever in our times, and it is. You know how many people die on a daily basis? You know how many children are missing on a daily basis? You know how many crimes are committed and just nothing fucking happens? Nobody takes care of it. We live in a system that's dedicated to making money off of crime. That should tell you something right there. We don't need to want us to stay here. We need to get our shit together. And anybody that feel like they too, if you feel like you're already good enough, if you feel like you already perfect, if you feel like you don't have no more to work on, you are not reading this book. If you are reading this book, you ain't got the spirit. Because anybody that's really in this book, hell, I don't even get to read the book as much as I should because I'm always at work. But I don't let that take away from the fact that I know that the Most High coming back to whoop ass. I've done a more than enough of my own dirt. Last thing I want to be is a fucking Moses. To be honest with you, I don't want to be no leader. And I'm sure that's something we can all agree on. Because that's responsibility. And it ain't about how you feel when you are a leader. It ain't about how you feel. The Most High said what he said, and you got to do what he said or your ass done for. But I know for a fact, I don't want that. I ain't looking for it. I'll be fine if the Most High let me make it. I don't need no mansion. I don't give a fuck if I'm in the kingdom in the mud house, as long as I make it. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm just bringing evidence. And, at the end of the day, it's all love. When we have to rebuke, we have to show each other where we going off. And the Most High says, when you trying to show your brother where he has trespassed against you, if he not trying to hear you from that point on, first of all, if he not trying to hear you, you bring it to the elders You just bring it, in this case, you bring it to the others who are in the truth. We need to judge this situation. And when we trying to bring correction, even then, and he's still not trying to hear it, from that point on, he is a Gentile. So all we can do is allow Elder to continue to do whatever he's doing, and he's going to show more and more of himself. If he's really one of us, he's going to prove it. If he's not, he's going to prove it. But we need to do our part to go accordingly about and responsibly about all of this without trespassing. It's all love. I love y'all. I'm just sitting back trying to learn. Shit's finna hit the fan soon. Let's stay focused on the Most High. The Shabbat's coming up. I love y'all, and I just pray that all of this gets resolved. May all glory, honor, and praises be unto the Most High. Every day, every second, non-stop. Much love, Israel. Much love to everyone who isn't Israel, who acknowledges Israel, and more importantly, acknowledges the Creator and the Father of Israel.